the deputy chief of mission, the number 2 person at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow at the end of the Second World War. So 1944, 45, 46. He wrote 2 very influential works. One was a State Department memo. It's called a long telegram. It was a cable to Washington. And then he turned it into a longer article that was published in the journal Foreign Affairs. And the title was...
and at first he just put X.
X, it was
because
anonymous.
He was not supposed to
He
have.
was still a U.S. diplomat, so this was anonymous. But in the title, it was The Sources of Soviet Conduct. And in it, he laid out what became the U.S. strategy for containing the Soviet Union. What's uncanny is the things he wrote 80 years ago are as true today as they were then. And in fact, he said the Soviet Union, you have to understand that at its core is a Russian creation. And it's controlled by Moscow. So he would use Soviets and Russians, USSR and Russia interchangeably. And what he says, particularly, very critical things about Stalin, you change the words Stalin and Soviet and substitute Putin and Russia, and it's as true today as it was in 1946.
Sadly.
Which tells me, and this is what, one thing I've learned, this isn't some new phenomenon in Moscow that's centered around Putin. This is a long-standing, back to the days of the Tsars and the Russian Empire, a Russia that we in the West have had to deal with for centuries. Putin is the latest iteration. But as what Kennan wrote about in 1946-47 is this: it was true then and it's true now. And what I urge in my book is a containment strategy for the 21st century for this Russian aggression, which Putin won't stop, and we'll get into this, but he won't stop at Ukraine. He'll never compromise on Ukraine itself.